how to get highly, not just qualified, highly qualified leads from IG. In this video, I'm going to break down the entire method we have been using to scale to 50K a month, and I've scaled my clients to 6 figures a month, and not just give you the same old advice of, post more or post with intention or just like the same stuff. This is going to give you the exact guide of what to track, how you can funnel people to different platforms from IG to YouTube, how to create fans and not just IC buyers, which I'm going to talk deeply about in this video. And that's super, super important. That's what's going to make and break you in 2026. If you understand the last concepts between fans and IC buyers, you're going to be good. Okay. So what you have to understand that IG or any platform in general has certain gates. Okay. So we're going to take the example of gates. So I've written here TO. I'm going to explain the entire TOM, MOF, and BOF. Don't worry about that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that these 40K people, right, that are coming in here in 90 days, we have done this many views, and then 30K, and then 14 days, we did almost 19K, which is pretty good considering I started like 90 days ago, even I think less than that. But how we have been able to make money from it? Because people have this misconception, oh, you need so many views, you need like millions and millions of views to get few people to buy from you, which is absolutely insane and wrong. But what you have to understand that if you can understand how to stack content stacking, and actually why the content is working in the first place, you can just stand out in the market and have way less views, way less followers, and make more money than them. Okay. Now, if you understand this, right, 40K views is not a lot. It is not a lot. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I'm doing this right. But there are people that have millions of followers. I'm talking about 1 million, 2 million followers who are broker than me, who don't make as much money as I do. And why is that? It's because they don't know what to track. They don't know how to even convert that attention that is coming in, because all this is attention. Okay. So what do you track? So this is going to be super, super important. You don't have to track the vanity metrics. Now, what are they? They are views and they are likes. That's it. We don't track those, okay? Those are unimportant, those are bad. So first of all, we cut out this entire thing, because any mumbo jumbo will like your video. Any mumbo jumbo coming along will like, this guy's doing something, let me just like it. That's just like, they are like giving you a pity. They're like, let me just like this guy's video. So we're not going to track any. You probably like a bunch of videos and you forget about it, right? The main key here are comments, saves, share, and repost. These are super, super key. And if you can use and leverage repost, oh my God, are you going to make some money? Because I did a podcast with Andreas. He posted that podcast in a story. I got a lot more views and a lot of stuff from that. I made it palatable and I made edits about that podcast for the intro. And the reason why I do that is because now I'm introduced to Andreas' content. Anybody that wants to see that stuff and they search up Andreas, they're going to see me as well. And they will follow me because of my association. Right? So reposts are extremely important. Shares, but in this video, I'm going to mainly talk about shares and saves because you can track that immediately. Now, why is shares and saves so important? You have to understand this. When somebody saves a video, you have said something so valuable that they're going to check it again. Or the video is so good that they want to watch it again. That is something super, super important, because people like a bunch of stuff, but they don't go through and do it. They watch their saves. I do, you do, everybody does it, right? So that has compelled them. That has evoked an emotion in them, right? Which caused them to watch the video again or see the value that's in there. Now, this leads to curiosity, and they will later on go down your funnel. But they're going to be like, you know what? This guy was so good. I actually really enjoy his videos. Now, the other metric which is super important is sending the videos. Now, the reason why this is so super, super good, and it's even more important than comments, in my opinion, is because they are putting their reputation on the line. And you might not understand this. Let me give you an example, right? If I recommend you to someone else and they are a complete like bum on the street, there's a homeless person, I'm like, yo, bro, go out there and be friends with that guy. And he's a homeless bum who steals from you, who beats you up, and who do all those things. My reputation is now tarnished. Nobody's gonna listen to me when I talk about friendship now. So if they are going to send someone a reel, you probably have that one guy in your group chat who's just super unfunny, right? And he just sends the most like atrocious, and you're just like, man, stop sending that. Like he's so weird and he's so boring, right? You don't even see the videos he sends. So people's reputation are aligned with this. So now you have done such a great job on your video that it evokes emotion. Plus, on top of that, they want to send it to people to get the message out. And this is why this video will make me money. Why do I know that? Because I have 29, look at the ratios, it's like, since it's not that many views, by the way, it's like 4K, but I have 29 sends and 45 saves. Somebody's going to sit there, they're going to think, they're going to be like, oh, who is this guy? Then they're going to move down my funnel. And then sooner or later, this is a long-term game, guys, but they're going to buy from me. Sooner or later, they are going to do that because they like me a lot. Rather than choosing you, anybody else in my niche, The reason why this is super, super important is because if people, like, let's say this, right? If I'm sending my friend someone else's reels constantly, we both like that person. And if we want to make a decision or ask another person, hey, should I buy from this guy? Should I buy this person's program, coaching, whatever? They're going to be like, yeah, this guy talks a lot of great stuff, man. I really like him. Boom. You won over. Because when you talk about just your vanity, like top 10 ways to do this, top 10 ticks and trips, that leads you to be like everybody else and you're not going to stand in the market. But this will make you stand in the market. This is super, super important. Of course, now I know I'm not supposed to make this type of video because the ratio of sends and saves is kind of less. It's not the best, okay? So I'm not going to do that. You understand where I'm going with this? Now I'm going to give you a massive example of someone you already know, which is Daniel Daniel. Now, Daniel Daniel made 300K from a single event. He probably made more than that. It was like 20K per person, which is absolutely insane, right? And he did that in Hong Kong, where he had his entire like meetup with entrepreneurs, and he sold personal branding. Now, just pause this video or sit there and think, how many times Daniel has ever made a video about personal branding or tips and tricks to become having a better personal brand? 0. Now you understand where I'm going with this? He made 300K from a single event and he has not talked about personal branding at all. 0 times. What does he actually do? He sits there, he has his lifestyle, he shows you that, hey, I'm living the life that people want, right? He is living the dream. He is richer than most entrepreneurs, probably worth 8 or 9 figures, right? He's a white boy in China, which is a complete, unique angle. You don't see the Asian culture get represented, especially by a guy who knows to speak both languages, right? And on top of that, he's relatable. This is the key. He sits there and he shows the dark reality of working endless hours in, a red light room, making it look cool, and he's just working on his desk. So people relate to him. Entrepreneurs are now like, yeah, man, this guy gets me. He's just working for 12 hours a day. That's what I do. That's what most entrepreneurs do, right? That's what you are probably doing. You will like him because he's showing you that side. And if you have money in your pocket, because he has the lifestyle, living the dream, relatability, you will choose him over Iman or somebody else, right? That is the key. So he does that. He is fit and he's successful in all realms. He has a great physique. He has all this stuff. So when this guy says something, you take his value even more seriously now. You're like, oh, this guy's actually, he's fit, he's lean, he knows how to play tennis, he is living the dream, he is relatable. This guy knows. So when Daniel says, hey, let me teach you about personal branding and it's going to be worth 30K per person for a 7-day event, you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it, right? He has not sold his vehicle a single time because he understands that, okay? Industry Association, these are the owners of, I think, Dorsey, and then he is the brand which Ivan also invested in. So like he's with the big boys. He's with the people that are doing like 1 million, 2 million on Black Friday in a day. So he's with the big boys, right? This also makes you understand, oh, I want to have this association. Maybe I meet Vince and his brother. So you do all of that. He shows you the raw reality. He had literally cried in his videos, calling his bum and all that stuff, right? You probably have seen those reels that he made. So he understands you. So what do you get from this entire perspective, which I've just told you? Daniel made all his money, not because he is selling the top 10 tricks and trips, not because he's sitting there and talking about, oh, this is the best way to, do this. This is the best camera angle, camera setup. This is how you do. He's not talking about any of that crap. Because there are billions of other people doing it. If you want to replicate it, there are other people. This is the craziest part. There are other people who will explain his style for him, and they will pay money to Daniel and not the guy who explained it. Why? Because it is unique. That's a fan right there. A fan, if Kanye puts out a new piece of clothing, right, and you buy it, and you feels great after, and it costs like 2K, £2 to get that. You don't care because it's Ye. It's Kanye doing it. And that's the entire thing. It doesn't matter if Nike made the exact same or Adidas made the same. People stopped buying Yeezys because Kanye got out of the deal. Do you understand how powerful that is? And that's the power of personal branding. And it's what you have to leverage. And I'm going to teach you how to exactly do it in a couple of seconds. But this is the key thing. Now you understood that Daniel is not making money by giving the top 10 tricks. I'm not making money by giving the top 10 tricks. I'm just making people evoke emotion and like me and have association. So this is our entire content strategy. I'm giving everything out to you guys, okay? Now, you might see all these videos and you might be like, oh, I'm smart, right? Low views mean more buyers, or buy a low view means no. All these made me the same amount of money. All of these. Why? because curiosity plus value makes buyers. People have to be curious about you. People have to be like, what is this guy doing? Why is he so different? Why is I'm able to make money from both? Because this shows my expertise. I know what I'm talking about. I'm super relatable to you. But here on top of that, I'm making something cool or dope that you might like, that you might resonate with. This entire setup that's here, this whole aesthetics of this entire video, you might like that and buy because of that, other than someone who's using the same mirror boards, same strategies, all that same regurgitated garbage. I'm giving you value by giving you different examples, showing you different people, showing you different stuff than most people would. Okay, so that's the main key. So what do? I build associations. So if you are in the phase where you have 10, 20, 15k followers, your entire purpose should be to associate with as many high level things as you can. Okay, so I have Drake. Now, one more thing, I'm separating myself from the market right here, because if you like Togi, and if you like Drake, and if you like Kanye, maybe you like even one of them, you'll buy from me rather than the guy who's given the same value as I. I have packaged it in a different way, and I've used angles or people that you already like. If I'm wearing a Nike shirt, or let's say I'm wearing Loro Piana and you wear Loro Piana, right? We both wearing that, and you like my entire aesthetics, you're gonna buy from me than a guy who's wearing a Nike Kiltech. Why? Because you have relatability. I'm doing the same thing that you like. I'm unique to you. And that's why you have to niche down and make your ICP, those 40Ks which I showed you, as a person. What would that person weigh? What that person like? That's why understanding your ICP and who they are as a person is super, super important. I know what brand am I creating. I know what I'm doing with, when I'm showing Kanye in Wyoming with his father. I know what I'm doing when I'm talking about Togi and being edgy and funny. I know when I'm talking about Drake, and I'm doing this because this is going to make me different from the market, and I'm going to get buyers via that. Okay? So that's how you become the leader. That's how you have all these people line up in your show for Yeezy season 3, and people are buying it, even though Adidas could have made it and they would have not sold anything because they have Ye. They're going to still sell it because Ye has those aesthetics. Look at it. Look, this picture just tells so clearly, right? The lighting, the smoke, this is all the stuff that goes into it. These are minute things which you don't see on the surface, but that is dictating everything. So my hooks are TOF based, right? My hooks, that gets me the views, okay? But the value and the relatability I'm giving is for business owners. I give examples of employees, teams, setting, closing, TOF, MOF. A random person who's not in our industry would not understand this word. Even when I started this video, what did I say? What did I put right here? What did I do? Tell me fast. TOF, MOF, BOF. Why did I do this? So I know, and you know, that we both know. If you know, you know. We both know that this means top funnel content, middle funnel content, bottom funnel content. If somebody is not qualified or they are not in the game, not in the industry, they'll just click off the video, and it's done on purpose. Because you understand what I'm going to say, but not that person, right? So I cut that person out right then and there. You see? And that's who has to play the game. Right now, I use the format which is once said, but I use my different style. And of course, you can't copy my style because that's unique to me. I have different writings, all that stuff, right? That's why I'm using it. Now, what do? You kill 3 birds with one stone. So I have association of Kanye, Toki. I have the views, then I have the targeting, but I'm talking about business owners. Now, how do you get these targeted people down your funnel? You use IG stories. This is where the main money is made, okay? Now, I'm talking about pain here. Ask yourself, why do you do the day-to-day task and focus on the wrong aspects of the business when you focus on what matters? That's pain. Most people do things right. They outreach, they do all the stuff which is not the highest leverage, which is not actually going to drive their business. That's pain. Then I have authority. Beyond money is what I work for. And then I'm just giving people, thanking me, all the stuff. Then I'm making a difference. Oh, I'm not selling the systems. I'm selling clarity to you. That's the difference, right? And then I'm giving people value. How do I sell? How do we get people in? No pushy, no hardcore. How do we get people to convert? All the sort of my entire engine that I have here, right? And people look at that and they're going to be like, you know what? I want to work with Alex. He has something different in him. And that's, boom, I got you. Not in a bad way, like, ha, 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 I got you, like your friends do. But in like more sort of like, hey, you understand what I'm saying? I know what you're feeling through. You like me as a person. You think of me as you are my fan, and you want to work with me. That's the key. That's why Dalian Dalen does what he does. That's why I am doing what I'm doing. Okay, because it's about likability. Plus, on top of that, you having the ability to show your expertise on the topic, and that's going to create you a lot of money. Okay, so in downtown Expo. Story is to add a wall. Okay, so I do a lot of the times, and I've seen my YouTube analytics as well, that most of my people come through stories and IG in general, right? So these 50 people that clicked on my external link, which is my YouTube, is where they convert. Is where the magic happens. Okay. Now I have more B2B sophistication, but I talk about association people that are up and coming. Andreas make 300K a month at 18. He's also launched a software which will be massive. He has a group of I think 40,000 people in it, and I am doing a podcast with that guy. Okay. I have actionable content, how I copied Charlie Morgan's entire funnel, and how I actually met him. And I went through the entire funnel. I went to the pain and made money from it just so you can have an easy way to do it. People care about that, okay? And then on top of that, before and after, how I managed my content strategy. How was I getting 300 views and now I'm doing 40K, or like this month, I think we're going to do like around like this, like in 30 days, we're going to do above like 40K views, which is pretty good. And that's how I did it. Now you don't have to go to what I'm going through. High level breakdowns. How do you manage a team? How do you actually keep people happy? How do you keep them inside of your business for the longest time, for years and years to come, right? This all adds to B2B, right? Because my market is super sophisticated. That's why I have to make 87 or like 80 videos. If you're more B2B, you don't have to make that much YouTube. You can focus on B2C, evoke emotion, and get people that, right? And the reason why I have 80 videos is because I become the holy grail for my qualified leads. They're like, if I have a problem, Alex has a video on it. But there are some problems which I do not have on my YouTube, or there's implementation or proximity they want from me that is not on my YouTube, that they just can't watch. They want to work with me, they want to see how I teach, and then what happens? They buy from me. And that is the key, because as soon as I'm able to do that, I can reverse the process. How did my client come in? I reverse engineer the entire thing. I'm like, okay, what did you like? What did you post? What do you? I double down on it. Oh, I really love the video with Kanye. Okay, I'm gonna make more Kanye videos. Or I really love the video with Togi. Okay, I'm gonna make more Togi videos. Oh, I really love the way you explain this. Okay, I'm gonna do that topic again. That's how you scale to infinite amounts of money again and again and again. You care about the customer and why they're coming to you, and you stand out in the market, not by giving the same regurgitated advice, but changing the way you give information, represent yourself online. You sell your personal brand and not just you, okay? This method makes you sell different and not just the vehicle, right? It makes you sell you. You get the leads which have the same interests as you while getting the engagement in your videos. This is the entire guide I've given you guys. If you take action, you will make money from it, because I have a bunch of my clients as well have done it, okay? So just in the gist of this video, let me give you a last minute example and a last minute theory of why it's going to work so well. The reason why I said highly qualified was not just because the people are going to pay you money, but people that you enjoy working with, listen to the same music as you, that talk the same way you talk, the same sort of clothing. The best example which I can give you guys is see anybody's personal live events. See Iman, see Alex. You'll see the way people dress. They're completely different. You'll see people wearing way more comfy clothes with Alex than they would with Iman. People are more sophisticated. Iman rents an entire castle. Alex has a normal office. Russell Brunson, all these people that you follow and like, they have their own unique style, and that's why they're able to make the most money. If you have an Andrew Tate like meet up, right? Everybody's going to be trained. Everybody's going to be a hardcore guy. See his war room guys; they all look like mafia. So that is for a reason. He's done that purposefully, because that's the image he wants to portray. And same way you have to, because going into 2026, there's just going to be two modes of people. There are going to be people who are going to be just regurgitating the same advice, make just a little bit of money for the new people that come in. And they're going to be people that own personal brands and scale to the moon. Because neither your ads and neither your entire funnel will work if you don't have a personal brand. Because why should I buy from you when I have 100 different people doing it? Ask yourself this question, and I'll see you in the next one.